doesn't give room for science. So you start talking about Australopithecus and bones, Ethiopian woman who they call Lucy, and bones that are 3.5 million years old. Islam can't address that because the information doesn't go back that far. It's rooted in the blinding light of faith and belief without question. And that's dealing with all religion.
Or proof.
You praying 5 times a day, you go to the mosque, you're not supposed to have any great time. You go to the mosque, you're supposed to continue to read the Quran. If you get any great time, in between that, you're supposed to always be doing something, occupying yourself. Prayers 5 times a day in America is not convenient. Prayer may take you around 15 minutes. If you're praying 5 times a day, you definitely can't work the stock market.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It's certain conveniences. Those were Arabian stories that were meant for those people in that time period who were actually idol worshippers. They were Sabians. And then that goes back to the 630 idols that came up out of there, out of the Kaaba.
And that comes out the Bible too, the terraphins.
That's
was worshipped
exactly
by Abraham's people.
That's exactly true.
Okay. Those are the Chaldeans,
Yes.
Abraham's people.
Little statues.
Exactly.
That's
Okay.
all.
Wow.
So that was taken out of Judaism, out of Christianity, and out of Islam. But we acknowledge that energy flowed, and we would acknowledge our ancestors. That's why Jesus is given a bloodline in Matthew, because energy flows, and the spirit is in the blood. So the bloodline is important.
Right. And you also mentioned the blood about the successorship or the caliphship.
Exactly.
And I also made, in my mind, I made that correlation.
Exactly.
With the
energy flows.
Christians.
That's right. And that was a form of ancestral acknowledgement. That you lose that when you go. You lose a lot of things when you go into religion. You really do, because it breeds a lot of ignorance. It really does.
And so that's just to keep the masters in the box.
Yes,
it's
to
like,
control
it's
the
like an
masses.
opium, and it's all being controlled by secret societies. Like most of the high-ranking officials in Islam over in the East, they're Knights of Templar. And one of the secrets of Knights of Templar is that Jesus wasn't crucified. But that's in the Quran, chapter 4, verse 157. Why is that up in there? Why does Mary have a whole chapter to herself, the 19th chapter? You see what I'm saying? So that's
in the lost books of Barnabas as well.
Exactly.
Who was a blood relative of Jesus.
Right.
So that's all a part of the New World Order plot. Islam was brought over here as a plot to reroute us and keep us from making link with what we really are over here in America. The ancient Egyptians, ancient Olmecs, ancient Moors. They don't want you to go back to the Yoruba. They don't want you to call on Shango or Batala or Ogun. They don't want you to call on those deities because those deities had the ability to come to you. You see what I'm saying? They were your ancestors.
Right. So we must be powerful people if they take all this energy and to put into us to keep us down to keep us ignorant.
And that's the close on that. And you deal with Islam, you're dealing with prayer. There's a difference between the new age that we're going into, the Quran age. Prayer is coming from the old age. What do you mean by prayer? You're constantly talking. Either you pray because you want something, you need something, you're happy, but you're talking. The highest science is meditation. That's what said that Ahmed Muhammad, when he came out the cave, he went to the cave, he prayed, he fasted, prayed, then he meditated. And you don't have time to listen to the voice of God when you're always talking. And the voice of God, the voice of Allah, Elohim, or whatever, Yahweh, will tell you the truth about yourself. You can't lie to yourself. You know?
Exactly.
That is so true.
You have anything?
Well, no, I really don't have anything to add. I just want to, address to our viewers that this information is extremely important, especially for us as Nubians over here in America, because, like I said before, we don't have anything, a culture that is ours. So it's time for us to make that link to the ancient ones, because that is your ancestors. We all have been fooled. And that's, I really want to address that.
So how many sects is there of Islam?
It goes on and on.
I mean, I know you probably don't know.
Just as busy. I mean, you got,
over 10.
Okay, Sunni, Shia, Ahmadiyya, Bilal. Then you got Nation of Islam. You got
the Quran
5%.
speaks about 70, 73, 76, something like that.
So now
there's many sects, and it's all coming from egotistical leadership.
So now with all those sects right there, I pose one simple question. Who right? Who got the truth?
Muhammad is stand up with a real Muhammad, and they each have their own Muhammad. And each have they have their own. They even have their own Jesus. You see what I'm saying? Even if he's called Isa, it's a different one. So it's a lot of different sects, and they're all at war, but they're reading the same
Exactly.
book. That's the sad part
And
about
didn't
it.
the Quran speak out against sectism?
That's
Or-
right.
Of course, that's
That's
what I'm
right.
saying.
Don't break up and become sex. They say ashia. Those things
Right.
don't break up.
Okay.
So the whole thing is political.
And
Religion
money.
is political. And it's
And
money.
economics.
Exactly.
And another thing,
Economics.
how could the Arabs of today really believe that they made that link, or that they were that our ancestors were actually their ancestors, when it says in the Quran, stay away from the pale
That's right.
desert Arab.
And we don't do our research, we don't question, and when you look through our story, you see in so many occasions where our information has been usurped from us. We forgot our own stuff, and then other people claim to be us.